Rabbi Salanta once was walking by a restaurant, and there was a sign in the window how much the coffee was, and the coffee was an exuberant amount of money, and he didn't understand, for some water and coffee, how could they be charging this kind of money? So he walks into the store and he asked the owner of the store, "This is a crazy amount of money that you're charging for some coffee beans and some sugar and some water. Why are you charging so much money? I could make the same thing I could make for much less money." So he answered him, "You have to understand, Rabbi, that part of what I'm charging you for is, this is a very beautiful restaurant. We have music, and we have carpet, and it's very, very beautiful. So you're not paying just for the coffee. You're paying for all the expense to make the restaurant beautiful. Chandeliers, and music, and look at the couches that people are sitting on, and the tables where they're being served the coffee, and the china that the coffee's in. You're right, the coffee itself, the water and the beans, that's nothing. But everything that we spent around it, that's all in the price of the coffee." So Rabbi Yisrael Salanta walked out, it's a beautiful story, and he said, "What a lesson I have learned, HaKadosh Baruch Hu." He said, until now, when I would make a bracha, let's say on water, so I would say, everything was created by His word. So what am I thanking Hashem for? The water. Right? Any bracha that you make. He says, but I learned from this restaurant that at the same time I'm drinking this water, there's a sun, and there's trees, and there's a wind, and there's air, and there's sound, and there's birds. So that this coffee is much more expensive than just a glass of water. So he said, from that day on, Rabbi Yisrael Salanta said all his brachas were very, very different. That the bracha wasn't just on the item, but look what HaKadosh Baruch Hu created. Flowers and this beautiful world that we have, this museum, I talk about it all the time, this beautiful museum that we have, it's fascinating. So it's not a bracha just on the item, it's a bracha on everything. That we're able to see colors and we're able to hear music. It's a bracha on everything. He says there's whole brachas. Tonight I made a bracha shahak, and I was thinking about, because I just learned this, I was saying it's so true. It's not just the steak or the lettuce that you're eating. It's everything. You're sitting in a house and your kids are here. Wow, that's part of the decor, so to say. And you're able to see everything and where the food is sitting on. So it's much more. The shahako is much more expensive than just the item that you're eating. I thought that was like a very, very, very fascinating way of thinking.